Martin Brundle has issued a stark warning to the Formula One paddock, suggesting that George Russell is entering the 2026 season with the mindset and physical condition of a driver who fully expects to fight for the World Championship. This observation, born from the relentless efficiency displayed by Mercedes during the first pre-season test, signals a dramatic shift in the competitive landscape. While rivals have been grabbing headlines with radical designs, Mercedes and Russell have been quietly laying the groundwork for a formidable comeback, built on a foundation of methodical preparation, a rumored engine advantage, and a driver who appears ready to claim the team as his own. Brundle's analysis is the key that unlocks the entire story. Speaking on a recent broadcast, he and his colleagues noted Russell's remarkable physical transformation, describing him as looking like a welterweight boxer. This is more than just a casual observation about fitness. It's a crucial insight into a driver's mental state. Brundle connected this physical peak directly to the opportunity at hand, stating, "I think he must sense there's a chance of a world championship here." An F1 driver's physical condition is a barometer of their belief. They undergo these grueling training camps to find the final few percentage points of performance, but they only push to such extremes when they believe the car underneath them is capable of rewarding their sacrifice. Russell's lean, powerful physique is a non-verbal declaration that he believes the W17 is that car, and he is preparing his body to be a weapon in the fight for the title. This newfound confidence is not just based on a feeling, it's rooted in the performance of the Mercedes W17 during the Barcelona test. The team's strategy was a masterclass in quiet dominance. They completely ignored the temptation of setting headline-grabbing glory runs. Instead, they focused with singular purpose on reliability and data acquisition. The W17 completed more laps than any other car on the grid, running with the precision of a Swiss watch. This bulletproof approach is a hallmark of the Mercedes team that dominated the sport for nearly a decade. By prioritizing mileage over single-lap pace, they are building the most valuable asset in a new regulatory era: knowledge. Every lap provides terabytes of data on tire degradation, fuel consumption, component stress, and aerodynamic correlation. While their rivals were dealing with stoppages and trying to understand fundamental design flaws, Mercedes was building a library of information that will accelerate their development for the rest of the season. Let's look closer at the design of the W17 itself, because its conservative appearance is deceptive. Unlike the radical, eye-catching concepts from Red Bull or Aston Martin, the Mercedes appears, at first glance, quite conventional. It features large, traditional cooling inlets and clean, simple bodywork. This is not a sign of a lack of ideas. It is a deliberate and intelligent engineering choice. In a new regulatory era, the biggest risk is designing yourself into a corner with a concept that is fundamentally flawed. By starting with a conventional, well-understood layout, Mercedes has given itself the widest possible development window. A simple, clean aerodynamic platform is easier to correlate with the wind tunnel and CFD simulations, ensuring the team has a reliable baseline. It also makes the car less sensitive to setup changes and different track conditions. This blank canvas approach means that as the season progresses, the team can add complexity and introduce more aggressive components, confident that the underlying chassis is sound. It's a low-risk, high-potential strategy that prioritizes long-term, sustainable development over short-term, headline-grabbing innovation. It's the tortoise versus the hare approach, and Mercedes is betting that consistency will win the race. This relentless reliability is made even more ominous by the persistent Paddock rumors of a Mercedes power unit advantage. The 2026 engines are a completely new challenge, and multiple sources have suggested that the Brixworth-built power unit is a step ahead of the competition. The advantage is believed to lie in their interpretation of the new, more restrictive rules on fuel flow and compression ratios. If Mercedes has engineered a power unit that is not only more powerful but also more efficient and drivable, it provides a monumental advantage. It allows the chassis designers to be more aggressive with aerodynamic concepts, knowing they have power to spare. It gives the drivers a more predictable throttle response, which is crucial for managing the massive 350 kilowatt electrical deployment. A reliable chassis with the strongest engine is the recipe for a championship, and Mercedes appears to have perfected it before the season has even begun. But before we analyze the intense internal battle brewing at Mercedes, if you're serious about understanding the engineering war that defines modern F1, this is the time to subscribe. We're not just reporting the news, we're explaining the why behind it. Hit that subscribe button to get the expert-level detail that separates the casual fan from the true insider. The final piece of this championship puzzle for George Russell is the formidable challenge sitting in the other side of the garage: Kimi Antonelli. The young Italian prodigy is entering his second season, and the expectations are immense. After a rookie year that showed flashes of brilliance mixed with inconsistency, Antonelli himself has stated his goal is to fight for the title. Martin Brundle echoed this sentiment, predicting that Antonelli will be even closer to Russell this year. This is not just a teammate, this is a direct rival for the championship, driving identical machinery. This internal pressure is the perfect catalyst to forge a champion. For Russell, Antonelli's presence is both a threat and an opportunity. It means he cannot have an off weekend. He cannot afford to be outqualified or outraced by his younger teammate. This constant pressure will force Russell to operate at his absolute peak at all times, but it also gives him the chance to definitively establish himself as the team leader. By consistently outperforming a driver as highly rated as Antonelli, Russell can prove to the team and to the world that he is the driver to lead Mercedes into its next era of dominance. This intra-team battle will be a crucible, and the driver who emerges on top will likely be a contender for the World Championship. This dynamic is reminiscent of other great pairings in F1 history where an established star was challenged by a prodigious young talent. Think of Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna at McLaren, or even Lewis Hamilton's own arrival alongside Fernando Alonso in 2007. These situations create a powerful, if volatile, environment. The experienced driver is forced to dig deep, relying on their technical knowledge and racecraft to maintain their edge. The young driver, free from the weight of expectation, can attack with pure, raw speed. For Russell, this means he must be more than just fast. He has to be the political leader of the team. He needs to guide the engineering debriefs, make the crucial calls on setup direction, and ensure the team's development path aligns with his driving style. This is where his years at Williams and his first 4 seasons at Mercedes become invaluable. He has seen how a team operates from both the back and the front of the grid. Antonelli, for all his talent, does not yet have this depth of experience. The battle will be fascinating. Russell's experience and calculated approach versus Antonelli's raw speed and fearless aggression. When we combine these 3 pillars, the driver, the car, and the internal competition, Martin Brundle's warning becomes a clear and credible prophecy. First, we have George Russell, a driver who has transformed himself physically and mentally into a championship contender, driven by the belief that this is his moment. Second, we have the Mercedes W17, a car that has demonstrated flawless reliability and is rumored to possess the class-leading power unit, all built upon a foundation of unparalleled data acquisition. And third, we have the internal pressure from a future superstar, Kimi Antonelli, which will force Russell to find a new level of performance. This is the trifecta of elements that has defined nearly every dominant force in Formula One history. Now let's contrast this with the situations at their key rivals. At Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc are still navigating their partnership, with a car that, while fast, started its test program a day late. At Red Bull, the post-Newey era has begun with a radical but fragile car that has already shown signs of unreliability. And at the reigning champions McLaren, an early hydraulic issue cost them a significant amount of track time, putting them on the back foot in the crucial data race. Each of these teams faces a significant challenge, be it technical, strategic, or relational. Mercedes, by contrast, appears to have none of these issues. Their driver pairing is settled, their car is reliable, their engine is strong, and their test program was executed flawlessly. They are the only top team to emerge from the first test with no major questions hanging over their heads. While they may not have set the fastest lap, they have established themselves as the most complete and well-prepared team on the grid. In a long and grueling 24-race season, this lack of drama and solid foundation could prove to be the most powerful weapon of all. While others have been making noise, Mercedes has been quietly and confidently assembling their arsenal. Brundle has seen the signs, and now, so has the rest of the paddock. The Silver Arrows are back.